Yeah, khumbula the track. Yeah, it was the days.
It's funny. I also have that song. Yes,
Yeah,
I also have that song.
yeah. If you're 91, 90s, 92, backwards, then yiyo le ngoma. Khule ngayo mos the track.
Uh,
Yes, yes. Yeah, boy. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Good, great, Nana.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just a bit cold in Norway. Yeah, it's depressing, man.
It's a good cold weather.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's get into it. So you said you wanted to talk about pain.
yeah. Let's talk about pain, man.
Yeah.
I mean, pain. I believe it's a big part, a big factor in our lives, and I believe not all of us understand that it is. We think it's a bad thing, but it's part of our lives, man. It's a daily thing, you
Mm,
know.
mm.
So I want us to understand, and I want us to break down, the specific points. And yeah, I mean, there's always going to be someone watching
Yeah.
and who really needs to hear this. So I want us to go over and break it out.
Yeah, boy. Okay, so what types of pain have you felt in life? Yeah.
Oh, there's different types of pain. I felt a lot of pain, man. Um, Physical pain, emotional pain. Um, uh, I don't know how to put this. Pain that's really good. Pleasure, I don't know how to name that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just different types of pain, and sometimes you don't think it's pain, but it's
Yeah.
it's it's pain.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man, that's yeah, can't break it down anymore. How about
Yeah.
you?
Do you think, oh, well, for me, it's, yeah, uh, yeah, physical a lot. I deal with pain every day, so it's like, it's the one thing that, like, even now, we should do when you wanted to speak about pain. I was thinking, man, when you think about it, every kind of situation is you can find pain in it, and
Yeah,
I think pain is the one thing that is probably the most important thing for us people. Yeah, like it's the one thing that makes you do things that you didn't want to do, or
exactly,
don't stop doing things that you really want to do. I don't think there's anything that is more powerful than that. Yeah, I
exactly.
think it's like, again, when I see patients, man, I always think to myself, someone will always have the same story. You know what? I did this, and then after a while, then I felt pain, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just leave it. And then time carries on. I thought it would change, and then after 6 months, it's like, yeah, now I'm here. I'm thinking, why did you ignore it for so long?
Mm,
Yeah, and then on top of that, that's one question, and the second question is always like, why now? Why is it there was
mm,
utseen? Yeah,
mm,
and then I kind of you kind of realize, but again, pain is like, it's like a tap on your shoulder, like say, hey, wake up. Yeah,
exactly, exactly.
yeah. And it comes in percentages, or it comes in increments. But no, this is not really something that I can switch this off. And then it doesn't go away. It's there, but then it says, I'm going to remind you again, like an alarm. Yeah, well,
Mm,
it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. And then when it gets to a point where it's like, hey, now you listen,
mm,
then you switch off everything else.
mm,
Yeah, well, everything else switches off, and you only concentrate on that. And
mm,
that's why I'm saying it's such a powerful force. It's like it's the one thing that makes people do things that they don't want
exactly,
to do, and it's the one thing that makes people stop doing what they want to do. Yeah,
exactly. That's a relevant point right there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And also on top of that, it's like sometimes not even just physical pain that people feel. Yeah, but it's like it's a combination of things. So like we always learn actually that, if you are walking down the street and you stub your toe on a pavement, né?
yeah.
It's a nice day and you woke up nice and you ate and you're feeling good, that pain's not as bad. Yeah,
It's
what's
not that bad.
yeah. But then if you've broken up with your girlfriend or boyfriend and you didn't eat, breakfast and you don't feel like the day is gonna go bad and you do the exact same thing, you go and you stub your toe, all of a sudden it's insane. That's the worst pain you've ever felt. Yeah, well, so as much as there's a physical component to it, there has to be a psychological component to it as well. Yeah.
I think the difference between stumping your toe on the pavement and having that emotional heartbreak. I
Mhm.
mean, since you were a kid, you've always hurt your toe. Like you
Mhm.
grew up hurting your toe. So for you, hurting your toe, it's like nothing. It's a pain that I know. I've always had it. But then you get this pain, the heartbreak pain. It's
Mhm.
something new. You've never felt that type of pain. I mean, the more heartbreaks you feel, or the more heartbreaks you go through, you actually like,
Yeah,
shit,
you
you
become
know
numb.
what?
Yeah, that's true, boy.
Yeah, you become numb and you're like, you know what? I can't feel any more pain. You know, you go to the gym. I mean, it's pleasure and it's pain.
That's that.
You know, you're busy squatting, you squat 80, you go to squatting 100, 190. You know, you're feeling the pain, but you know, after that pain, there's growth. You know,
Mm.
you're also feeling that pleasure. It's a therapy for you as well, going to the gym. So for me, that's why I'm saying that pain is a part of our daily lives. You know, waking up is even hard, man. You know, sometimes you don't get enough sleep. You sleep
Mm.
for 3 to 4 hours. You wake up, you're feeling pain, man. You know,
Mm.
you have to clean your apartment. You have to clean your house. That's also pain. I mean, it's not something that you really want to do, but you have to do it. You know, and you do it because you know that something great is going to happen after. You're going to have a nice clean apartment. You know, you're going to have muscle coming from the gym. Um, breaking records, man. You know, it's also pain. The things that you go through before that, before you break that record. It's difficult things. It's a lot, you know. So that's why I want people to just understand that pain is as great as happiness, you know. So if you want, you know, if you only want to feel happiness in life and you're trying to find happiness, it's not going to happen that way for you, you know.
Mm.
You have to put pain on the left, put happiness on the right, you know, and the two goes together, you know.
That's powerful, boy. I like the point there where you said, Bana, that you feel pain, and when you feel it, you think that like it's the worst thing that could happen,
Yes,
and then but then you forget that after that comes the greatest pleasure.
exactly.
But you have to go through this to understand what that means.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
such a big life metaphor. Again, it's like if you think about everything that the best people have achieved or the best things that have happened, they have never happened when there has not been sacrifice or pain.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then they were able to actually then say, you know what, I know what I'm in now, I know what I'm looking forward to.
Mm,
This is part of the process.
mm.
Yeah. And then again, childbirth, exact same thing. You go through the most pain as a female, and then boom, you have a child that you can care for that's going to make you happy for the rest of your life.
Exactly. Not exactly happy, but yeah. But
But those are the greatest pleasures. Yeah,
yes,
well, and even sexually sometimes it's like that. Yeah, well,
exactly. Exactly.
yeah, even like you're saying now, going to the gym, you find that it's the worst thing. Going to the gym, waking up and going to pick up things that are heavy. No one wants to do that. But
Exactly.
then the great.
You mentioned sexually.
Mhm.
So, you know, you have like there's this whole how can I say um, process that you have to go through of pain to actually get that one thing that that one gift which is a kid. So you first break your virginity. I'm speaking about women. You break your virginity. That's pain.
Yeah.
After that, you get pregnant. You have to deal with this 9 months of this process where you have to deal with pain as well. You know, taking care of the kid inside you, eating healthy, watch where you're going. You know, you're carrying this huge baby inside you with a big stomach. You're having back aches. You know,
Mhm.
you're doing this and you're going through this because you know what you're going to achieve out of this. Do you think anybody would have done that if they didn't know what they're going to achieve out of it?
True.
No. And you know you're going to get this beautiful baby afterwards. And you go to the hospital, you can sit up to 2 days there or a day waiting for this baby to come out. And that process of the baby coming out is probably one of the hardest things I've seen in my life. It's you know, I've watched my woman giving birth. Oh man, uh, she becomes like a demon, man, because of the pain. You know, the way she grabs your arm, it's like, how did you even get this powerful? Does pain make you this powerful, man?
Yeah.
Pain does make you this powerful, man. If you go through pain and you understand pain, you become powerful, man. Like really powerful. You become strong. You become mentally tough, and that's exactly what let's say God is trying to show us, you know, and you see it in front of you, you know. I mean, like, let's say a lion hunts a gazelle, you know, the other gazelles, they see the other gazelle getting killed and eaten by the lions, which means the other gazelles are going to run even faster, you know, because they saw, hey, you saw what
Oh yeah.
happened to our body there. Yeah, but we gotta move on, man. There's nothing we can do about it, you know. The lion is our pain, and we just have to be smarter and we have to run faster. And this is just the process of life. And this is just how life is made. And that's, you know, that's what we gotta understand. And then when the woman, getting back to the woman part, they push out the baby, and after the baby is pushed out, man, it's like all that pain, it's gone. No, they're bleeding and everything, they torn apart. They don't even realize that they bled, or they've been torn apart, and they forget about all that pain. And one thing that they focus on is the baby, the gift that they got from going through all that pain. And the funny thing is, they'll do it again and
Yeah.
again and again. And you and our grandmothers, you'll hear that they have like 11 kids, 8 kids, and you're like, how the hell did this woman do this? And even though she gave birth to 8 kids, she's not finished. She's still standing strong, man, and looking fresh and looking good, doing our washing, cooking. You know, they're tough women. You know, that's the type of women that I grew up under. Like my grandma, my mom, she has 4 kids, and they still standing, and that made me understand that, you know what, life is actually a big, no, pain is actually a big part
Growth
of
in
life,
life.
growth and life. And I think pain is the only way you can grow, man. You have to go through it no matter what. I mean, even if you go to high school, you go to primary school, let's say you have a funny name, your name is let's say I don't know, just a stupid funny name. People are gonna diss your name because they don't know it. Like, let's say the colored people, they meet a black person, they say, "What's your name?" Jabu. Hey, Jabu. You get dissed, you know, by your name till you leave primary school. You felt all that pain, you know, and it's not nice for people to diss you all the time. They say, "Jabu, your name is not nice, Jabu," but your parents gave it to you, and you leave with the name. You go to high school. You get to high school. You start in grade 8. You start to get bullied. You know, you meet a different level of things. Actually, you don't even know what high school you're going to go to. Maybe you're going to a wild high school, or you're going to a good high school. So maybe all that pain that you felt in primary school has prepared you for this wild high school you're going to, you know?
Yeah.
And when you get to that wild high school, it's you're scared, but you're doing it anyway because of the pain that you felt before, you know, and you are able to blend in and melt in with those people in that wild high school because of the pain of what you went through before, you know, and you prepared for this next pain that's about to happen to you, you know. And when you calm and you relaxed and you experience, that's when you pain becomes your best friend,
Mm.
you know. That's how I feel, because I've made pain my best friend in my life. And
Mm.
you know what? I just don't feel like life is that hard anymore, you know?
Mm.
I know that I have to go through certain things, like I mentioned in our earlier talk that we had earlier, that
Yeah.
sometimes you have to go backwards for you to go forward. You know, you understand? And that one of the most painful things is going backwards.
Mm.
You know, Lungi, you buy yourself a car, you have a Mercedes Benz, and before that you had a Mazda, and now you buy a Mercedes Benz, you lose the Mercedes Benz, now you have to go back to a Mazda. That's painful, man. And those people are going to be like, Excel, no, man, Excel could be Benz, you were driving a Mercedes, now you're back to a Mazda. What happened? No, you stupid. But if you know that, if you know your reasons and you know that you understand pain, awuzubahoya babantu. They're not going to bother you. You know what you have to deal with. You know why you're driving in Mazda. They don't know why, you know? And it doesn't matter what they say, because you understand your pain, and nobody else in the world will ever understand your pain unless they go through the same thing you're going through. You understand?
That's powerful, boy. Respect with that, man. Yo, that's exactly it, man. You might end the talk now, like, yo, that's for real, man. Again, like I said, pain is probably the one thing that gives you the most meaning.
Yes.
Yeah, gives you a purpose because when you feel pain, you know, like, sir, yabo, this is not it, or something must change.
Mm.
And there's no other thing that can. It's like pain. It's like if you look at activists and you look at everything that's kind of happening in the world, like
Mm.
negative stuff, body shaming and all these things that people always talk about, and um, a lot of it is driven. Almost everything is driven by pain.
Yeah,
Nothing is driven by happiness like that. All of it's
exactly.
either, like you were saying now, it's either you were bullied, or you were you were called names, or you were made fun of. Um, you felt someone go through something, you went through something, um, and then that shapes you into what you are going to be. But then you can choose. You can either crumble, or you can either build up. Yeah,
Yes.
well, again, like what I was saying, it's like with patients that I see all the time, it's like, well, you can either try to play with a torn hamstring or not. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so you're gonna
Up to
crumble,
you.
yeah, you're gonna crumble, or you're gonna fix it. And then you make that decision quickly, and pain makes you make that decision quickly. And if you don't understand pain, then you crumble. You say, nah, I can't do it. If you do understand pain, you say, you know what, I'm gonna fix it so I can get better.
It's
Yeah, well,
it's like you said, like it's either you feel the temporary pain or you feel the lifetime pain. So it's up
mhm.
to you. You choose ba ufuna udlala ngoku, or you want to sit out and have the emotional pain and the mental pain where you could have just had a little bit of physical pain and go
Mhm.
through that and play maybe the best game of your life, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's always up to you. And I have this thing that a lot of people feel pain, but I feel like you can choose your path, right? So, I mean, it's either with that pain, you can have a lot of hatred and you can
Mhm.
become a gangster and you
Mhm.
can kill a lot of people. You
Yeah.
can sell drugs to people, or you can use that pain and become something really great in life and inspire people, and build people and give them mental strength, and just become something great, or just use it as a drive, as an energy for you to succeed in life. Gangsters or for me, gangsters and big gang leaders, I feel like those people can also become big leaders in life in a good way, because those people are not stupid. They're smart, man. They are smart, but they just have a lot of hatred, and they chose this path for no, maybe they didn't choose it for themselves, but I feel like they had a big choice in it, or a decision to make, and they chose that path, man. And I think that's all because of pain and the things that they went through when they were younger. And maybe we probably went through the same things, you don't know, but we just
Yeah.
chose a different path. And I have this philosophy, like I said, that I'm a basketball coach,
Mhm.
and I have this philosophy that skills, let's say basketball handling, shooting, scoring the basketball, uh, that doesn't bring a team together.
Mhm.
But running the sprints, doing the push-ups together, suffering together, that will get someone to speak to another person. So if I
Mhm.
have a team, they don't speak to each other and they come to the court and they just want to play, man, I make them feel pain.
Mhm.
Make them feel a lot of pain. And after that, you'll hear people will start speaking. You hear people will start getting closer, and people
Yeah.
will start like, hey, Chonga Wena, you should start doing this, man. or someone will get frustrated and someone will bring out that animal that they have inside of him. Then you start seeing a leader. Out of nowhere, you did not have a leader before. Now you have a leader on your team because you made this whole team feel pain. You know. Then you start having someone who's communicating with the team a lot. Then you start having your hard workers, you know, because of all this pain that you brought into the team, and they all become together. You know, I've had in Cape Town, I have my teams. My boys, they were champions, man. They were champions, not because they were the most skilled players, but they understood what pain is, and now they're becoming successful not only in basketball but in life. You know, so my philosophy is not just to teach kids to campus bola and score layups and then go home and then what? I mean, you're spending 3 or 2 days of the week with these kids, and you're basically part of their lives, and you're going to make a big impact in their lives. So it's good for you to teach them something besides campus bola, dribbling the ball and scoring a layup. You have to teach them that there's more things that are going to come in life besides bouncing the ball and scoring a layup. Yes, maybe you have a dream of becoming an NBA superstar. That's not a problem, but you're also going to have to feel pain to go through that. Look at Michael Jordan. He was cut from the high school team and blah, 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 and he came back and he still managed to become the best player to ever bounce the ball. That's what I believe. Because of the pain that he's felt. Look at LeBron James, you know, grew up with a single mom and all that stuff, all the pain that he's felt. But you look at LeBron play and you're like, wow, this is beautiful, man. How does this guy even do this? You know, it's the pain, man. That is driving him so much. Like he doesn't want to lose. And we are what's the difference between this guy and this guy? And you look at LeBron James, and I was watching him in the finals, and I'm like, God damn, man. I'm not a fan of you, but man, boy, I don't know what's driving you. It definitely must be pain, because nobody can stop you unless it's the same person that's felt the same pain as you. And no matter what we do, he keeps going, and that's why he's a champion, man. And that's why he's a champion, and that's why nobody can defeat him, because he understood the pain and everything that he went through, and he took that as energy, as Utinu Eminem, as what do you call it? What do you call it? Petrol, gasoline. Took it as gasoline, or light umlilo wavuta. That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. And I think that's what you must do with your pain. You know, once you understand it, use it as energy, use it as gasoline, man. And then just take a match, throw it in the gasoline, and then fire goes on, man. Who's going to stop that fire?
Yo, boy. I'm still not even recovered from our first conversation, and you hit me with this, boy.
Yeah, man. So, you know, like I said before, you know, I felt a lot of pain, like when I had the drop foot. You know, you remember? That was the physical pain. That's okay. I'm used to physical pain. But the pain that I was not used to was the emotional pain. You know, I heard from the doctors that, hey, you're not going to play again, my son. You're finished. You know, you're doing something you love, and you've been doing they tell you you're finished. And for me, this pain is over. I'm not even feeling it. It was painful for like maybe 5 or 10 seconds. It's a bad injury. I'm used to that, man. That's physical pain. Now the emotional pain comes, where you have to sit out, where you have to watch other people play the sport you play, where other people are taking your position, where now the attention is not you. You know, you can't go make money for yourself. You finished. You're basically sitting there. So, and your girlfriend start leaving you because you're injured. All the people that were close to you are gone. You're sitting there. Now you have the choice of, do I kill myself? Or do I take all that pain, take the matchstick and light up that gasoline and get back to what I'm doing, recover, you know? Because I always believe that if you have a physical injury, God has made the body to heal itself. You know, the body can always heal itself, but you need to connect the body with the mind, and you need to believe that you will become better. You know, so So it's all in your mind, man. What you choose or what path you choose as a person, you know. So I was sitting there and I was like, yo, everybody's gone, man. Didn't there to another injury, and my mom and my dad, and they're the one motivating me because I'm their son, you know, and I've become their problem, and I realized that I've become toxic as a person because of this pain that I felt, you know. And I've become so toxic. I've pushed people away. I don't want anybody close to me because I'm going through this pain, you know, and I don't understand how to deal with it. And the pain is not the leg, it's the emotional pain and the mental pain, you know, and that's killing me, you know. So I decided, you know what? Now I'm on the borderline of, okay, no one does bulala ngoku, okanye because I'm not life. I don't have a life now. Or I can just change my whole life and start again, start training. So I sat there for 4 to 3 hours trying to move my leg, trying to move my leg. And all I'm thinking in my head is that, hey, these people, they left me. Oh, my girl left me. This is not me and I want to become better. Maybe this happened for a reason. Maybe this is growth. And I started understanding the pain. And when I started understanding the pain, that's when I started healing. That's amazing. And when I did not understand the pain, I did not heal. So that was God trying to say to me, look, my boy, I'm trying to change something inside you with this little injury that you got in your leg. That's nothing for me. I can heal you anytime. But I want you to understand this part before I can heal you. And when I understood that pain is part of my life and it's always going to be part of my life, and I can deal with it in a positive way, then everything that I want or that I need will always be there, you know? Because even if you go to jobs and you get rejected, you know, you got to think, oh, okay, maybe this job is not for me. Maybe this job is meant for someone else. Or maybe these people don't even deserve me, you know? Let me go apply for another job, you know? So let's say I applied at a burger shop, right? Maybe it's opposite the shop that I'm working now, you know. And I applied and they're like, no, we don't think you can do this. And I went to the other shop. They called me after 3 months. Man, they love me, man. I'm like, now the other burger shop is looking at me as if they say, Habo, lo mjita be apply kuthi fondini njani ngoku say that shop. Now that shop is the #1 burger shop in Oslo. You know, because you know the energy, they did not see that, and that's because those people did not deserve you. Ulindelwe kwela cala, you know. And I always say to people that you live in Cape Town, and you know that the world it's huge, man. It's big, you know. And you get money, you're working. Instead of utenga, let's say you buy a car and you what you gonna do with a car in Cape Town? Look, I'm just saying. Uzoqhuba, you can take taxi, man. Like I'm just saying, you can take taxi. Save that money up. You know, you're not finding a loved one in Cape Town. You're not finding. You don't feel like you're at peace. Like you feel there's nothing for you in Cape Town. How about you just travel, man? Maybe to Thailand, or maybe to try to go to Europe. You know, visiting visa, or maybe to the States, or just somewhere. I know it's not easy. It's difficult. I mean, it's part of the process. That's the pain. You know, you got to go through that because you can't find anything where you are. And maybe you might find something for you in a different country. Maybe God has put something for you in a different country. Where now busy, search after SA, after Cape Town, but you don't belong there, boy. You don't belong there. You are a lion amongst hyenas, and you don't realize that. You know, so that's when you need to move and find other lions. You know, that's the part where people don't understand. Ubhizi uhleli nehyena kodwa uyi-lion and usearcha for le nto ufuna uyisearch, awuunderstandi, and you keep failing and you keep failing. Yeah, yeah, but uhleli nehyena fondini. The only thing that you need to do, it's a simple thing that you need to do is cross the border, uyohlala ne-lions, and everything starts going smooth with you. And until you realize that, awusoze uphumelele elifini, you will go to your grave uhleli nehyena. Understanding what you had to do. And once you die, uyaxelelwa xa ufile bajonga, this is what you had to do. Look, Like same like your teacher when they show you, like go fail your exam, guys. This is what you had to do. You had to cross that and that and that, and then you would have passed. And you're like, shit. Why didn't I realize that?
Mm.
Because we're saying hyena. So it's just simple things, man, that you need to understand and you need to realize and you need to open your eyes, man. You need to open your mind, you need to open your spirit, and just need to be open to the world, you know. Whatever it brings, take it, man. And it's like when trying and whatever doesn't fit with you, it's not going to sit there. It's like me as a human being trying to go underwater. And this is I'm going to go in there, but I don't belong there. And this is what perform and it's the same as negativity coming into you. But sooner or later it's puma because it doesn't belong there because you're a positive person. Do you understand the what I'm trying to say there? So that's how you must be, man. You must always
Yeah.
negativity is what and then you can just wash it off the shower, you know, and then you're good to go because that's not its home. So that's what I'm saying, boy.
Sure. You came through, boy. Oh man. Yeah, boy. Wow. So many talking points, boy. So many talking points.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, for sure. I think again what you're saying, like pain is like it's a theme. Yeah, but it's a theme of life. Everything that we go through in life, you can either choose. You can either choose this path or the other path. And again, like I was saying, is you find that a lot of activists and a lot of things that don't really go right in life, they kind of choose a different path because of the pain. You
yeah,
know, you find that you have riots and all these things because you have so much pain inside you that you don't know how else to kind of express it, and you choose that route because you don't know which route is right and which route is wrong. So pain drives you to do that.
yes, yes,
The same with relationships. If you break up with someone, and all of a sudden what you do is you have that pain that harbors inside you, and then you say, you know what, I don't want this person to succeed. I don't want everyone else to succeed. And you
yeah,
you go on Facebook and you go and you always posting negative things. I hate men. I hate women. I hate this. I hate that.
yes, yes, exactly that. Yes,
And you want people to kind of be on the same boat as you, and again, it's that pain that drives you to do all sorts of things that you don't really want to do. But then again, it's like, well, I made this choice that I feel pain and then I want to do this or I can do that. Same with gangsters. That's just what you're saying. It's like, let me go and shoot all 8 people that live in that house. It's like,
exactly. What happened to Googs because of one person or two or three people, and
yeah,
you start killing innocent people because of pain,
yeah, boy, it's
because you
that
don't
hate.
understand that pain.
Yeah, it's that hate, boy, and then that pain then harbors into more pain. It then becomes, okay, well, you killed 8 people, so now 8 other people or 16 other people are gonna come back and kill you, and then next week we're gonna kill them and kill you and kill them, and then
Hey,
it's a thing.
Ponding.
Hate throwing. It's like hating bullets. Yeah, I was Dulan and hate all everywhere. It's just, yeah, I'm gonna retaliate, and then I'm gonna retaliate, okay, and then you retaliate, and then I retaliate, and it's like, Machita, when we're done with all of this and all this killing and all this hate process, see, Pililandon,
Siyaphela from you.
yeah, well, and it's like, see, like, where are we? Where is this road leading to? Like, Ufunutini, did you grow up as a child wanting to go and kill people? Yeah, well, did you want to
No.
go? Yeah, well, did you want to grow up as a child and do drugs and be resentful and go through heartbreak and do all sorts of stuff? It's like, no, of course you didn't. But then it's like, well, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the hate route the whole time? Or are you going to try to say to yourself, you know what? Someone broke up with me or someone did this to me. You know what? Okay, well, I can grow from this. Yeah,
Mm,
well, and it's like a scab. You take it off and then you peel off the scab and then there's blood underneath it. But that blood is going to then enrich new life.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
so I'm saying it's a theme in the sense that even when you have a scab, you take it off, it's sore, but then you grow from that, and then something new emerges, and then something more powerful emerges. Yeah, well,
100%.
same with having,
100%.
yeah, boy, same with having a child, same with these job issues that you have, same with every situation that you think is terrible can actually be worse. So
Mm,
then why not try to make it better? You can stub your toe and then you feel like it's the worst thing that can happen, and then you get a call that your mom passed away, and then you're like, oh my goodness, that's the worst.
exactly.
And then after that,
Exactly.
you lose your job. And then you're like, man, actually, it's pain after pain after pain after pain. Then it's like, well, then what are you gonna do? Or you then gonna say, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go and block someone else's chance for a job, or I'm gonna go and steal money from someone else and give pain to them. Or you're gonna say, you know what? This is my situation. This is what I'm supposed to go through. What positive can I gain from this? Maybe I should just sit back and then heal. And then after that I've healed, I know that now I'm bigger and better than I was before. That's a gym metaphor.
Yeah.
It's a gym metaphor. You go there and you go and you run the first time. You're like, man, all the alcohol and all the cigarettes and all the orca pipes coming out of my chest. And now it's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to not go to gym tomorrow, or are you going to go there again the next day? Then you say to yourself, well, choose. I can stay at home and then drink again and then nothing's going to happen. Or I can go to gym the next day, and then after a month, after 2 months, you feel that, yeah, no, then cut it all away after day one. But now, after 2 months, I'm so much getting to where I wanted to go to. Or I've lost weight, you know. So again, I don't think there's a stronger thing that we can go through other than pain. Pain literally drives you or defeats you.
It's our best friend, my man. It's our best friend, and we need to understand. And another thing that I don't understand, that I'm always trying to understand in life, is why are funerals, there's so much more people at funerals than birthday parties, at funerals than graduation parties, at funerals than goodbye parties, like your friend is leaving to somewhere better. Why are there so many more people at funerals? Funerals, I believe funerals are not that important.
It's a good question, boy.
It's not. Because ufile ngokufundini ngihlele ebhokisini. What are you going to say to me? What are you going to make me feel? I'm a dead body, I'm lying there, you're crying for what? But when it was my birthday, but when I was graduating, beniphi madoda? When I wanted to see you guys, you know, Bachongani, say, yeah, my friends are here. You guys weren't there. You guys didn't say congratulations. Why? What's so difficult of saying congratulations? What's so difficult of pitching to someone's birthday party? What's so difficult of coming to someone's graduation party? Uti present, uti congratulations, boza. We grew up together, you know, I've seen your pain, you know. It's not painful. Okay, it can be painful if you're a little bit jealous, but rather take that pain than seeing someone lying in a coffin, and you want to come show your sympathy and say, ah man, I should have done this, I should have did that. Funerals are not important. I don't even see the point of having a huge funeral. For what? So invite abantu, dithatheni, dingcwabeni, nobody by 3 or 4 or 5. Like, my life is finished on earth. I'm gone. I'm going to the next world now. If there is a next world, you know, I'm gone. But what is important for me is that there were people who made my life worth living, you know. First, you have to make it yourself worth living, and then there'll be people who will make it worth living as well. So those people that you know, how many people do you think you know in Cape Town? Let's be honest now. A lot of people, plenty of people. But if you birthday yakho, let's say okanye way or something like that, unobuzofumana maybe 10 wishes or 15 wishes. Abakhathalelanga. Uba uya graduate or you move to another country, abakhathalelanga. You know, because you're succeeding. Because Bonaba succeed, they're having now that hatred. They're using that pain as hatred instead of using that pain of congratulating someone else and be like, or using that pain as motivation. But hey, Lungelo, Kuba, he's driving a Lamborghini now, and he's good, man. He's a good old. You know what I should do? I should say, Excel Lungelo went away. No, man. This is not good. Yes, I'm feeling a little bit of pain. Let me take this train, throw the match, use it as gasoline. But first, I have to congratulate Lungelo on what he did and what. Or maybe my path is not driving a Lamborghini; it's doing something else, you know. And then I take that as motivation, and start to look up to you as my friend and see that, yeah, you've done this. Maybe I can also do this, you know. Instead of having that hatred that. Ungamwish umjita for his birthday yakhe, you don't congratulate umjita, but you want to benefit from his monies and take, you know, you want to call him when you need him and yonke lonto. Xa funeral upha uyalila, you don't even know why you're crying. You know, the person is dead now, they're gone, man. It's the same thing as your mom, as your dad. You need to appreciate them while they're still here. You know, if you have a mom and a dad, they're going to leave soon. And you need to understand that they're going to leave soon. You know, they might leave anytime. You might leave before them. So appreciate everybody that you have around you. Stop being jealous. You know, use that jealousy as motivation, you know, for yourself to get better. You know, it's painful to do these things. It's painful for you to take something and change it into something good. It's painful. It's emotional pain, it's spiritual pain, it's physical pain sometimes, but that's what you have to go through. That's what you need to understand, that pain is part of it's a big part of your life. And you always, and God or whatever you believe in is always going to teach you something with pain. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's how I want people to think, man. I want people to appreciate each other now, you know, because I believe a lot of people are going through a lot of pain and they're hiding this pain. And social media, it's not real, man. It's there, it's good, it's nice sometimes to post stuff and to see what people are doing and communicate with people, but you don't see what people are actually experiencing behind social media. You know, one day you see this person is bitter. One day this person is liking your picture. The next day they're not liking your picture. I understand. Why did you like the picture? I like the picture. You don't like indeed. Then Dim says, "Oh, am I beautiful today?" What's going on, man? What's going on, bro? But if you know, if you understand your pain and you're able to understand yourself, you will like every picture of every person, go Instagram or Facebook, just to spread the positive vibes. You know, sometimes when you're so positive and when you understand your pain, you even like things that you don't like, man. That's the person you become. You know, you start thinking that it's not about me, it's about other people. You know, it's about making other people feel good. You know, so that's how
Yeah.
I want people to actually start thinking, man.
That's what it's exactly what Lisa was saying now in the comments about she thinks that that most people don't even have the motivation to have these types of conversations. Yeah, and that's exactly why we're doing this, is so that, well, if we can have it, we're in this, we came from the same cloth, we're no different to anyone else. If we can have these conversations, why can't other people have it? So
Mm,
that's a motivation within itself. But we are more than about wins and different. So why can't you do it? Why can't you
exactly.
about wins in that? Yeah. Sometimes you can't. I mean, there's only so much you can do. You can't go and take someone and go and play football for him, or go and grab the ball and bounce it for him. He needs to go there and do it. And then through that pain and through all of that, he experiences it himself, and then no one can take that away from him.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
I
So, wow.
agree.
Yeah, bro. And again, what you're saying now, it's like I was thinking about this whole gangsterism stuff and all this shooting and things like that. It happens every like 2 weeks, 2 months, bro. Like it's the same with all these activist things that are happening. I know I keep bringing it up, but it's just like there's gonna be another rape maybe in a month or 2 months time, and then boom, we're gonna go off again. It's gonna be
Mm,
men versus women, or we're gonna have another guy that's gonna try and shoot the woman or beat the woman up, and then boom again, it's gonna be guys against girls again. It's that hate that we're harboring inside, and then we let it out whenever something bad happens, and then there's gonna be another Karen, against another black guy. Then it's again boom, Black Lives Matter. We're then fighting again, or students and this, and then it's like, and then
Soloko
again.
sisilo for nini.
Yeah, all the time, bro. All the time.
Men are trash or women are that. It's hashtags. Yo, yeah. So Soloko sisilo.
I mean, you go on social media these days, and that's all you see, boy. You see someone, and then you become sensitive to it, and then you have certain people that just wait for something. They just wait for a certain post about, oh, this happened to me, and I've got a blue eye. Oh my gosh, I hate men. This happened last week, and it's like,
Yeah.
what did you do in that time when this post wasn't happening? Like, what have you done to try to make your situation better or someone else's situation better?
What they've done is carried hate, man, and not understand the pain that they're
Yeah,
going
bro.
through.
Yeah, man. And this is what happens again. It's like every 2 months we go through the same cycle, and it's been happening for I don't know how many years. Then the next generation jumps into the same boat that we're on, and then they do the same thing. And then it's like,
Mm,
well, when is this going to change? Yeah, well, it's the same with when you look at this gangsterism basically, and you say, okay, so there's a boy grows up, he does drugs. After he does drugs, then he goes and he joins a gang. After he joins a gang, they try to shoot him. After they try to shoot him, then he shoots back and he kills someone. And now, boom, starting again. Now it's gangsters versus gangsters, and then it's Ono DHC versus Abahlali, and then it's this guy versus this, and then after a while, Kius Banman Kushil and Ogu, we can have another, start again. Oh, okay, cool. Now Bandu Bafuna that to be the drug lord again or the kingpin, and then they fight for that again, and then it's boom again. It's a cycle of hatred. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and okay, when in between when this whole thing was happening, what did you do to try to make sure that your family, your community, Strato Sako, your surroundings is better instead of just did you just wait and chill and say, hey, this is terrible, let me go and tweet about it, let me go put it on Facebook, okay, cool, and then 2 weeks time you look for something else, oh yeah, here we go again, oh, what do I belong to? Oh, I belong to the black community, so if a white person disses a black person, then cool, yeah, I'm fighting again. Yeah, well,
do you know, Paz, I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Do you know that the perfect example of a person understanding his pain is Nelson Mandela?
Yeah,
He is the perfect example of understanding pain. If you watch that man, why I praise Umjita, and he was there for years, man, like for years. Prison. He got out of prison, he became president, and he did not chase white people away. He did not have anything against white people. What he tried to do is he's tried to bring people together. Even our gangsters that are fighting, they don't understand the pain. Like if I was Nelson Mandela, let's say if I was Nelson Mandela, or if a different person was Nelson Mandela, they will probably, okay, not me though, but if person was Nelson Mandela and they didn't understand the pain that they went through, there's a Puma Lamdu with so much anger, with so much fire that, they kept me in prison for so long. So what? I'm president now. I'm going to destroy everything that's white.
Yeah.
That's what he would have done. But then you as a person, then you as a person, you must try to think, why did Nelson Mandela forgive everybody else and everybody that did him wrong? Why? And now he's one of the most respected men in the world. If someone asks me where you from up in Norway, say I'm from South Africa. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Oh, I'm very fond of that guy. I love that guy. He's one of the people that I respect the most in the world. Respected from him. They respect him, man. He's black. He's black, and they respect him because of how he understood his pain, and he took his pain in Etrongweni, all that gasoline that he got at Etrongweni, and he changed it into a positive thing.
That's the thing. That's exactly what you're saying now. Is that all that gasoline? He could have literally come out and become Hitler.
Exactly.
Person in the world. Again, that's the theme. But what he did is he took that gasoline and then he lit it up and then he said, "Everyone come together. Let's have a bonfire."
Exactly.
And that again, it's like one of the biggest reasons why he's such a big person. And you have people now that will say, "Oh no, he's a son of." Again, that's driven by hatred. It's driven by pain. But anyway, one of the biggest reasons that people are drawn to stuff like that is because it tests your own character. It makes you think, hey, would I be able to have done that? And then you think, nah, Pumawampa.
Yeah.
Hold the whole of the island, make sure, like say, Cape Town is under fire, boy. But then what happens is you look at him and then he does completely the opposite. And then you think to yourself, man, humanity is real, bro. There's so much growth in humanity and we're able to do it. It's inside you. It's just that you have to go through all these nonsense and all these pain things that you go through to find then the one thing that you say, actually, this is what I'm alive for, this is what I want in life, and this is what, as a child, I was growing up to actually want. Leave all these things that have been happening to me while I've been growing up, being lynched, being a slave, being, taken away from my family, being this, being that. But all I want to do is go back to childhood and say, etc. Mamela, this is what I wanted as a child, this is what I'm going to get, so that when I go die,
Exactly.
And someone like that is celebrated when they're alive. And when they're dead, it's like, man, we want you to be back here. Yeah. Well,
And sometimes I have something against history, something a bit against it. Yes, we should know what happened back then, and we should know about our ancestors, babantu babenza ntoni. But which generation entsha, if you want a new world and you want to change the world, what's the point of teaching kids in school what happened back then? Na
I
abantu
think,
wait, abantu abamnyama babulalwa kanje. Okay, you're already putting in a little bit of hate
mm,
in an innocent kid that doesn't know anything about hate. No, let's just be honest. Yeah, but and some teachers, the way they teach it, okay, some will teach it in a good way. Some abantu indlela abayipreacha ngayo. Jonga, look, black people were killed this way, and this is what they did. It's almost like they're putting into you, they brainwashing you. Bajonga, iba nomsindo fundini.
yeah, the
Yeah,
opposite,
yeah.
retaliate.
Do the opposite and iba nomsindo and go kill. Some people will be like, okay, this happened. Maybe we should change the way we do things. Some of them will. I mean, not everybody is that bright or that smart. And that's why I'm like, you know what? History, it's good and it's very bad, man. You know, it's good to know it.
Yeah, it's exactly what Elisa's saying now as well, but society kind of almost enforces us to do that, you know,
Yes,
in of like they will teach you as a child. Because obviously now as a kid, you're thinking, okay, well, I don't know any better. I'm just going to listen. So they
yes,
teach it, but then you're like, but what's the point of doing it? It's like, you want me to go there and retaliate? You want me to go? And it's like, again, with all these, um, it's like with all these like say LGBTQ now, for example, and I had this talk with this girl, absolutely brilliant as well. You know, it's like when you get sensitized to things like this, and someone calls you something on the street or doesn't know what to identify you as, right? The first thing is, do you go and fight? Like, what are you fighting for?
exactly.
Like this, why don't you teach that person? Why don't you then kind of give someone something that they don't have so that then they can then go and teach someone else? And then instead of, because what's going to happen? You're going to go fight that person. Do you think they're going to be like, oh, I understand? Of course not. They're going to want to retaliate back. And then again, it's a hate, 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 hate. It's a fundamental principle of being
Spreading
gangster.
hate.
Yeah. You know, so again, what you're saying, boy, it's like you get taught these things, but then it's like, what's the point? Funantine. Like, you
And
want me
you
to
know,
I think one of the
mm,
things that it teach you so that we don't want to go back to what it was. Yeah, well, so then explain that. So then be explicit with that. Like say, listen, this is how apartheid happened. Yeah, well,
mm,
apartheid, and this is how it started. This is how it ended. Yeah, well, so now what we're trying to tell you is that when you do something like this, it might seem that like it's small, but it could lead to this. So
mm.
let's run away from something like this and go to this path. Then you can say, oh, okay, now I understand. Because now you find the way that sometimes they teach you, it's like, oh no, this is a part that this is how it happened, and yeah, white people are bad. And it's like,
Mm.
oh, flip, okay, well, then I'm gonna go and fight. It's like, no, you're
Yes, man.
trying to teach
And my generation, our generation, there's a lot of people that hate white people.
yeah,
Yeah, like
well,
because of because say why you hate them? Bathatha farms zethu, bathatha lento. Wathathelwa ntoni wena? Wawuphi ngokwena ngoza zakuthathwa ezantu? No, where were you? No, ubuphi fondini xa kuthathwa ifama? Ubunayo ifama futhi. Njengokusithi njengokusithi wathathelwa igusha nenkomo. Did you have a farm? And but busy basathathelwa le, sayenzwa lento, sabulalwa. No, man. No, man. Stop. I'm like, no, man, stop having so much hatred. Ungayazi why you having so much hatred because of into exalelweyo. We have so much hatred. So what I'm saying, boy, just this is the last thing before I leave because I have to go. You know,
yeah,
as I think is that people once people start understanding their pain, there will be less hatred. You know, because uzothi wena bajonga ngicishuleli old lam nomsindo ngoku ngizayikhuphela komnye umuntu lento. My mom died. I'm so angry. Someone else. I'm gonna take it out. No, man. Understand your pain and take your pain and use it as gasoline and take the match, throw it up there, and use it in a positive way, man.
yeah,
And support other people who lost their moms, you know, and try to make them think in a different way. So use your pain or whatever injury, physical, emotional pain, mental pain, anything. try to understand it. And once you understand it, help someone else understand it. And then maybe the world will become a better place, because we need to understand that pain is our best friend, man. And that's why we can feel. That's why we have the ability to feel. Yonke into siyayiva, so that we can learn from it, you know?
Just before you finish quickly, what you're saying now about this whole and this happened and that happened and when I'm going out, that's like a phantom limb pain. Again, it's like a theme of like if you go get amputated and say you felt pain in your leg and you go and get your leg cut off and you amputated, and some people still have, because of how the brain was set up, you still feel pain where that leg was, but it isn't there. Yeah, it's a similar theme to that, but it's not like you're not there. There's no pain there. There's no limb. But
exactly.
You kind of have to then teach someone. You have to teach someone in their brain, but it's all right. It's not there.
It's okay.
It's okay if it's okay. It's not there. You want that person that felt the pain. It's all right. Learn from it and then move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pain and fear either drives you or defeats you, boy.
Yes, that's true, man. Dope conversation, my boy. Dope conversation, man. We should keep having these conversations, you know.
Yeah,
share our experiences with people. I think there might be people listening, you know, that this can always help someone. It can be 1, 2, or 3. It still makes a difference, man. It can be 0. It doesn't matter, man. It still makes a difference. So we gotta keep having this conversation. I love what you're doing, boy. Keep it up, man. You know, it's really good, man. Sean, man.
Stop it. Oh.